The Boston Celtics have once again established themselves as the best team in the NBA, not only by being the first team to 30 wins and then beating the second best team in the East in the Brooklyn Nets, but they are just unstoppable right now on the offensive side of things, and then defensively, they're getting even better as the season progresses. With Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum as a 1-2 punch, it's hard to stop them from scoring at all, and that's reflected by the fact that they have the number one offensive rating in NBA history. Getting the Time Lord back, however, is going to really change the defensive side of things, and it has, and we'll talk about that in today's video. Marcus Smart has definitely helped that out, and Malcolm Brogdon has been a great addition, and then Al Horford still kicking even at his old age. So make sure you stick around for the full video, hit the like button, and leave me a comment down below. All three things will really help us out in the YouTube algorithm. Now let's go ahead and get started looking at how they are the first team to 30 wins, 32-12 at the time of this recording, and then they play my Hornets today in about 2 hours, so I'm expecting them to be 33-12. They've won 10 of their last 12 games, number one offensive rating, number two in points per game, and again, after today's game, I'll expect them to have won 11 of their last 13. Even though it is at home for the Hornets, we've won 11 games this year in about 43 tries. It's terrible. Now, looking at the improvement from December 1st to now, they were 20th in defensive rating and 14th in opponent points per game at the beginning of December. Now you fast forward about a month and a half and you insert the Time Lord into the rotation, and this is what it looks like now. They are all the way up to 8th in defensive rating and 12th in opponents points per game. Now it is hard to have a low opponent's points per game whenever you play at such a high pace, and the offense has just been very, very good. Last year they were 12th in points per game, 7th in offensive rating. This year, 1st in offensive rating, 2nd in points per game. So that's, Joe Mazzulla coming in and changing things around here, and it's easy to have a phenomenal offense and coach a really good offensive team when you got the Killer Jays, the best wing duo in the league, and honestly the best duo in the league right now. They're on the best team and they're the two best players. We'll start off by talking about Jaylen Brown, who is so underrated. I mean, people don't talk about him enough. He's just in Tatum's shadow, but 27 points per game and 7 rebounds a night for Jaylen Brown. Those are easily all-star numbers on 50% shooting from the field, might I add, and 33% from three. He's so tough to handle, especially when you're worried about Tatum, and then Jaylen Brown just comes out of nowhere and drops 30 on you. Also averages 3.2 assists and 1.1 steals per game, but he's not even the best player in Boston, as that title belongs to the 19-year-old Jayson Tatum. 30.6 points per game and 8.2 rebounds a night. The dude he's on another level this year. He has leveled up from last offseason to this offseason. 47% from the field and 35% from three. So still, maybe you wanted a little bit more efficient from three, but other than that, you can't complain between these two guys. 4.3 assists per game as well for Tatum, which is pretty good, and then 1 steal, especially for a wing, even though he is very ball dominant. Now, a guy that was such a great pickup this year has been Malcolm Brogdon, and that is showing as he is continuing to raise his points per game all the way up to 14.1 a night and 4.1 rebounds as well as 3.8 assists per game. He's doing everything that the Celtics need him to do. 49% from the field, 35% from three, 24 minutes per game. I mean, he's that glue guy right now for Boston. Even when Marcus Smart isn't, he was brought in to help out, take care of the ball. He has done that. Marcus Smart has fixed that a little bit by himself, and we'll talk about that. But the per 36 numbers for Brogdon, considering he's only playing 24 minutes, 22 points a game, 6.3 rebounds, and 5.5 assists per night. I mean, maybe they're saving him for the playoffs, and of course he would still have the same percentages. Maybe they're just saving him for the playoffs, but man, you need to get this guy some more minutes. I know you're 32-12, but come on. Now, they're big stoppers on the defensive side of things. They have the former Defensive Player of the Year and the highest-rated defender in the NBA last year. The Time Lord averaging 7.6 points per game, 7.8 rebounds a night. So a little bit down in terms of points and rebounds, but he has only played 12 games so far this year, and he's only playing 21 minutes a night. Shooting at 76% from the field. Of course, he did have knee surgery, so he was out for a good chunk to begin the year. 1.4 assists per game and 1.3 blocks in only 21 minutes. It's pretty good. Phenomenal defender that the Celtics have on their hands here in Robert Williams. And then Marcus Smart, the same can be said. 11.2 points per game, 3.4 rebounds, but in their finals run last year, he had to play the point guard position. And so He turned the ball over a lot last year. This year, with those concerns addressed, he's shooting at 42% from the field, 33% from three, but he is taking so much better care of the ball. You look at it, he's averaging 7.4 assists a night and only 2.3 turnovers with 1.3 steals per game. He has really taken his play to the next level as well. A lot of these guys on this team has. Now, should they make a move at the deadline? Here's a look at all the picks that they have. They have 3 seconds in this year's draft. So maybe you could move 2 of those for like a Cam Reddish type guy who's only being required or is only being asked for 2 second-round picks. And then you have picks that you can use as pick swaps like 2025, 2027, 2029. Obviously not allowed to trade first-round picks in back-to-back years, but then you also have some other first-round picks you can just throw around. Maybe you try to get a guy that can come in and be what you thought Gallinari was going to be at the beginning of the year before he got hurt, a guy that can come in and take some of the pressure off of an aging Al Horford, who this year is averaging 9.5 points, 6.3 rebounds, and 2.7 assists per game. That's what I think they should do, come in and get another scorer and a good defender off the bench, because honestly the bench is not the greatest right now. I mean, it's good. I mean, they've won 32 games, but you could definitely add some more firepower to it. Horford shooting at 49% from the field, 45% from three, and averaging a block per game. So he's still kicking, even at the age of 36. He's still playing very well, very efficiently. But really the only other guy coming off the bench alongside of Malcolm Brogdon is Derek White, averaging 10 points per game, 3.3 rebounds, and 3.1 assists. I know you got Grant Williams and guys like that, but Grant Williams does not really scare anybody when you're looking at a potential playoff matchup. 45% from the field, 38% from three in 26 minutes for Derek White so far this year. And again, the Derek White effect. After they traded for him last year, they just went 31-6 the rest of the year and made the NBA Finals. Obviously, not only because of Derek White, but still, that's the Derek White effect on this Celtics team. Now, the outlook for the C's is, they're number one team in the East by a good margin. They've opened up a 5-game lead over the Nets, maybe 3.5, 4, something like that. I don't really know how that works, but they got 5 more wins than the Nets have. That's all I know. And then Milwaukee is, about a game back from Brooklyn with 27 wins as well. So they've got 5 more wins than anybody else in the East right now, which is pretty impressive. Of course, they're playing the mighty Charlotte Hornets tonight, who are down there at 11-33. Goodness gracious. That is awful. Alright, back on topic. But yeah, like I said, playing the Celtics tonight. Of course, it's in Charlotte, but they just took care of business in Charlotte. Tatum dropped 33 on us. And then they play Golden State at home. So Golden State at home versus Golden State on the road, those are completely different teams. So that should be a win. Although, maybe Draymond has some added motivation coming into this one. Then they go to Toronto, to Orlando. So 2 very winnable games there. To Miami. Play the Knicks, Lakers, Nets, Suns at home. So it's not a very hard schedule coming up by any means. I mean, they do have tough games. Going to Miami, that could be tough. Going to Toronto, maybe that's an L. But when you got the best wing duo in the NBA with Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum, nothing is too tough for you. And then you got the highest rated defender in the NBA and the Time Lord, the reigning defensive player of the year, and then just an absolute monster coming off your bench in Malcolm Brogdon. This is a tough team to handle, and then you got the old man in there as well. So yeah, I think this is the best team in the NBA. I think that's pretty obvious. But y'all let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure to like button and leave me a comment. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for making it to this point in the video. And if you want to see more NBA content, make sure to come back later. We will be posting every day. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.